WRTC 2026. I'm with Steve Thomas, who's dual role today, aren't you, Steve? Yeah. So tell us what you're up to.
Okay, so I'm the Director of Volunteers for WRTC, so I've been part of the organising committee for the 3 years while I've been preparing for this. Seems a lot longer. But also, of course, General Manager for the RSGB as well. And the RSGB is the national partner for WRTC in the UK. It's the first time WRTC's come to the UK, so why wouldn't we be the national partner? So very proud to do that. So dual roles, as well as looking for all the volunteers for WRTC, and there are, I've lost count, but let's say about 250 volunteers make this happen. But I've also been the liaison with Ofcom as well, because we were after some really special call signs for the contest. I'm sure you know.
Well, I spotted there are only 4 characters, aren't they? They all start MB.
They do.
My initials.
Oh yeah, that's why we got them.
Oh yeah. But no, you said nicely, there's 50 stations out there. However, you applied for 150 call signs.
No, we applied for 182.
182. Oh, I got that wrong, didn't I?
But there's, I had to write down the maths just there, because I was doing this on the live stream last night at 2 a.m. and there was no way I was doing mental maths at 2 a.m. So I wrote down the numbers. So what we wanted to do, you will have heard, whenever we talk about WRTC, we call it the level playing field. So out at the contest sites, they've all got the same antennas, the same mast, same generator, same tent, same tables, all of that. And all they do is they bring their own radios. So that gives, and they're in the same location, same part of the world, and very close around East Anglia. So we call that the level playing field that tests the skill of the operators. But of course, if you've got a range of call signs and they're all different sizes, different lengths, different complexities, if you like, that changes that. So we wanted to get some nice simple ones, nice short ones that were attractive. So when you go on the bands, short calls are often attractive, but they're very quick to send as well, both voice and CW. So we wanted some nice short calls, and we wanted something unique, attractive, that meant people wanted to work those stations, because that helps as well in the contest. You know, there's a whole load of factors here. So I spoke to Ofcom some time ago. It took us about a year to have this conversation, and said we wanted something really attractive. And the previous WRTCs, a lot of them had managed to get special call signs. So I spoke to Ofcom about all of these things, and said what we'd really like is, I think we went originally for 4 different blocks. So we were looking for, 26 is a block, A to Z, right? But then when we did some calculations on that, the statistics, once we'd taken out the ones that were complicated, so looking at the number of syllables to say, if you're doing a voice contact, the number of syllables to say the call sign, and then when you start thinking about the CW, the length of the CW, the number of bits in it, then in order to get a level playing field, you've got to start taking some of the complicated ones out. So we knew that 4 groups really wasn't going to be enough, which is how we ended up with 7. So, but I have to say, the conversation with Ofcom, they sort of replied. I told them what we wanted. They said, "You want what now?" There was really, you want 7 blocks of call signs that we haven't used before. Now, it is true that we've used, so we've got MB1 through to MB7, and then 1 letter on the end. So MB1A through to MB7Z. So that gives us, checking my figures here, 182, I hope. But by the time we took out all those complicated ones, it meant that we could bring it down to 50 call signs that were really within sort of 1 bit or 1 syllable of each other, so that all of those 50 teams out there have got this level playing field with the call signs as well. So we've really tried to make this contest the test of the operators, and this played a really big part in it. And Ofcom were very good to us and supported us with this. There are MB call signs out there already. Especially if they're your initials, you will have clocked it already. There's some out there for repeaters and gateways and things like that, but there isn't they're not used with just the one letter on the end. They're like 2 letters or 3 letters.
Yeah.
They would have been a bit long and a bit complicated.
Yeah.
So I think you've been out and seen some of the stations, haven't you?
Certainly have,
you know how fast they're working out there.
Yes.
It's
Much
incredible,
faster
isn't it?
than I can.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, if you hadn't thought about this before we started, for argument's sake, an S 3 dits and an O is 3 DARs. Well, it takes longer to send 3 DARs than it does 3 dits.
Yeah,
So
it does.
you've
Absolutely.
obviously got to make it fair.
And that was part of it. That was all part of the calculation. Now, I have to say that Andy, G4PIQ, was the whiz with the statistics here. And did all of those calculations and worked out just how many groups we needed to do that. And then Lee, who's looking after the rules and everything like that, and Mark as well, the chair, all got together and looked at the ones we'd got, looked for the shorter calls, the level playing field again. But we also took out some call signs that were very similar to well-known contest call signs as well. So because we didn't want any confusion on the bands. So then again, the red pen came out and a few more were crossed out, just to bring it down to the ones that were going to give them the easiest route on the day. Because those competitors have got enough to worry about without, people tripping over their call signs and everything like that.
Well, I know we're fairly close to the closing of the contest, and has it finished already?
Yeah, 4 minutes over. It's crossed over, I think.
But on looking at the score through, there were people who worked over 6,000 contacts.
They're amazing, aren't they?
How would you do that? I mean, I couldn't.
I wouldn't. No, and I am an occasional contester as well. I occasionally contest with Mike 6 Tango, and with the Cam Hams as well sometimes as well. So I enjoy that, but I am absolutely nothing like these folks that are there.
Yeah.
But I do love the competition. I was just getting a little bit itchy in the special event station there because I was hearing them working people, and I was desperate to get on there. But lots of other things to do when you're on the organising committee,
Yeah, and we come across young Jack earlier on the contest, and for a 12-year-old, he is so excited about it.
Yeah.
I think he would like to do youth on the air at some point in time, but at the moment, being 12, he's not quite at the age you can go.
Not just yet. And at RSGB, we're sending, I think it's 4 youngsters to Jota this year in Austria. But it's also good to see on the WRTC competitors list. It's been a long weekend. Sorry, there's been a whole week of only about having 3 hours of sleep at night for this. It's been great, but I'm looking forward to a lay down. But the young teams that are in here, the youngster teams, it's great to see those in, and they were really going for it overnight. So. Great to see that. Great to see some people coming up through the ranks. And some of these people have been entering WRTC for many years. So you need to bring the people in to keep it going in the future.
Yeah.
What I've found here, meeting all of these people, and let's be honest, I know some of these people anyway. We meet them in Dayton, we meet them around the world, and some of them are well-known figures anyway, in the amateur radio space. But actually, there's such a community here. Because they do these things. They're very, very focused on this event. They love it, and I love it now as well, having met them. Yeah. One of the best moments was actually welcoming a lot of them in the front door. I was on the help desk when everybody was arriving off the coach. They'd travel around the world. They were carrying all their pelly cases with the radios in and all their luggage as well, but they were so pleased to be here. And there was a hell of a relief from us on the organising committee that it was actually here. It was happening. But you look at some of these sponsors list here. There's some amazing figures on there. A lot of people around the world really support this event, and we're very grateful for that. And the sponsorship, the commercial sponsorship, everything that's come together has made it, I think, a wonderful event.
Yeah. Well, partly some of the things we've been doing. We were out yesterday. I visited a few sites, visited a site manager, visited some of the referees out there. But one of the most, sounds silly, but one of the most enjoyable ones is we tipped up at the volunteers campsite.
Oh yeah, the campsite.
The guys out there were so pleased we tipped up and chatting to them, and they're very interesting guys and very committed to getting it all done.
Oh, They definitely are. Yeah, absolutely. A year ago, we did a trial event that I was part of, and we built 5 stations, and then we operated it in this contest a year ago, just to find out what it was going to be like, how to build the stations, everything like that. We built 5. It wore us out considerably. Then we did the contest. So these guys have built 50 stations out there, not 5, 50. And they've done it in this heat wave that we've had here. Yeah. I have nothing but huge respect for what they've done, because they made it happen. They really did, and they're out there, been working all night. If you were here last night, we've been live streaming all through the 24 hours, and you should go to the YouTube channel, the WRTC2026 YouTube channel. And you can scroll back through the entire contest if you like, because there's a lot of video there of the stations, what they were doing, and a lot of chat and commentary from here as the scoreboard was changing. But the folks, the volunteers there that have been out building the stations, looking after them, keeping the generators fueled through the night, fixing all of the problems that have come about, they're absolutely wonderful. That without all of those volunteers, the transport people, the people that have been driving the minibuses to get the people to the contest stations, which is about an hour and a half away, or picking them up from the airport, people flying in from around the world, all volunteers, and there's so many people who contributed to this. It's been great.
Yeah. Well, we went out, as I said, yesterday to some sites. I think Chris's sat-nav might have been a bit screwy because it took us a long time. I thought we were going around in circles, but we got there, and they are very remote. But from a quietness point of view,
Well, that was one of the things when everybody arrived, they said, why on earth are you sending us an hour and a half? There were 2 reasons for it. To find a venue that we could have bedrooms for this many people and have the gala dinner for this many people. This was one of the very few that we could do in Why Boston. But the contest sites are all around Thetford, around that sort of area, East Anglia. But a lot of them are on big estates, private estates, and they've worked with us brilliantly as well. But that means you've got a nice quiet location, 2 types of quiet. You've got not many people, well, hardly anybody walking past. You've got to dodge the deer and the rabbits and things like that. But there's nobody driving past, walking past. But it's also fairly RF quiet as well out there, as best we can do, you know. So once the competitors had been out to site on the day before to see the environment, they came back, and we had a lot of "I get it now" type comments. You know, the sites are wonderful. We're really going to enjoy working out there, and they understood the hour and a half trip. You know? But a combination of 2 things is what made us do it this way, this split.
Yeah, I could see that when we went out. From an RF point of view, they're great, and as you mentioned, the wildlife out there is phenomenal. I mean, I actually saw a grouse run across the thing.
I think they do a lot of shooting on these estates, so you've got to keep your head down at the right times of day, you know.
But no, it was great, and I think it's done well. Well, I think what you've done with this, sorting the call signs out and things like that, is something that most amateurs wouldn't even consider. You know, nicely, I know you're an M1, I'm an M1. We took whatever we got, or
it used to be called a B-class license, right?
No, I know. That's the
used to be. Used to be.
Yeah. But there ain't many of us M1s around, Steve.
No, I wouldn't change it now.
No.
There is this. You can change your call sign now, but I'm not losing this one. This one's me.
Yeah. Well, I met we're going off a bit of a tangent here, but I met.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not like we ever do that.
No. But I met an M3 in the last year of his life. Sorry, tell a lie. I met a G3 in the last years of his life, and he was very, very well known in South London. And he would like me to have had his call sign. And I said, thank you very much. And I've got his plaque with it on, but there was no way I was going to change my call sign. A, because I was known as mine, and B, if I'd have started using his, half of London would have thought I was a pirate and it wouldn't work me.
I know, there is that. But that's the beauty of these call signs. They are here and gone. Right? Ofcom said that this weekend we'll do you something special. And they did, and we're so grateful for it.
So big shout out to Ofcom.
They're here and gone. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we listed them as a partner for good reason.
Yeah, big shout. So, Steve, I've kept you long enough. I know you're mega busy all the time.
Time for another coffee, let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, don't tell Colin we're going for a coffee.
That's how this is the entire HQ function here has been driven on coffee, I can tell you that. It has for me anyway.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
All right, brilliant. Good to see you. Thank you.
Cheers.